Natalia Cardenas. Who's on your side? Who's on your side? Natalia Cardenas.
In May of 2017, I found myself in the countryside of Northern California, over the hills and through vineyards, pedaling on my bicycle, alone, crying part of it, turning to my sides, asking, "Is anyone on my side?" Toastmasters chair, contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, have you ever been in a situation where you found yourself completely and utterly alone, figuratively, or, like me, literally, where you thought to yourself, is there a better way to accomplish this mission? Now, how did I wind up in California on a bike, alone, in the middle of vineyards? To find that answer, we have to rewind 6 months prior, when I had made the brilliant decision to sign up for a 300-mile charity bike ride. This was to take place over the course of 3 days, 100 miles per day. But keep in mind, this is not a cyclist. The furthest I had ever biked before was 20 miles in one direction on flat land, and that was one time maybe 10 years ago. But so I developed the mental fortitude, and I took my yoga classes, because that's enough, right? And I took 45-minute spin classes in River North, and I hauled myself to California to take on this bike ride. That first day, there was a 7-mile incline. When I started pedaling, I had to psych myself up, and I said, you got this, and I was like those gym rats that growled to try to get more energy into the pedals. And so I'm pedaling, and I think, I got this, but it starts getting steeper and harder, and I still got a long ways to go. And so I find myself strangling those handlebars and yanking them, and my shoulders are in my neck, my ears. And so I just press on the pedals, the full weight of my body pressing down on each pedal. And I was in so much pain. I felt like someone was shooting a taser through my knees every single time, until finally I just had to unclip and I had to start walking. It was hard. There was 250 other cyclists, and yet I managed to bike 90% of the way without them. They were long gone. I biked on my own. And at the end of that first day, I remember speaking with some of the cyclists at dinner, and I was talking about how hard this was, and I don't think I could make it the rest of the way. And this one woman, she meant well, she said, "Oh, it's okay. Tomorrow, though, try your best." Did she think that wasn't my best? Because that was my best, and I was terrible. What had the other cyclists done that I hadn't? I had gathered myself together in that mental fortitude, and I took my cycling classes, and I did yoga. So why wasn't I succeeding? I later found out those other cyclists, they didn't do that cycling ride on their own. They had help. They had expert allies. They had personal trainers and dietitians, and even buddies who had taken that cycling ride before that gave them purposeful, structured, pointed feedback on how to accomplish this task. I had none of that. I thought I could do it by myself. That was my mistake. And so I hired a personal trainer, and I decided I will tackle this bike ride. And I told him what happened the previous year, and so right away he got to work, and immediately in that first session I was so much more efficient. He said, if you tighten your core and you remain still on that bike and you relax your shoulders and keep those handlebars loose, you can channel all the energy into your legs. Let your legs do the work. If you're walking back and forth, you're wasting energy. I had no idea. What I got with him, I had someone on my side. When I was on my own, I was constrained by my own experience and my own knowledge, which was very small. With him, I was able to benefit from his knowledge as well, and all the knowledge that he had gathered over the years from his clients and other people that he had interacted with. Having someone on my side meant I was better. Last year, I signed up for the bike ride again. I had a team with me. I had 3 coworkers. And serendipitously, one of those was a former bike mechanic. He also was a former bike racer. He was on my side. All 3 of them were on my side. No one left each other. The entire 3 days, we biked side by side. And when things got hard and I found I couldn't pedal, the former bike racer said, "It's okay. Slow down your movements. It'll be easier. We'll go a little slower, but you can go further." And he didn't leave me. He was on my side. That was the difference between success and failure. It's not going at it alone. It's deciding who will be on your side. It's a strategic decision. So as you go on in life, and you decide to tackle life's challenges, and you find an endeavor that you want to conquer, inevitably there will be naysayers and detractors. Don't get discouraged. And don't back off. Get curious. And think to yourself, who can I have on my side?